Hello and welcome to Calmer Me, a modern way to meditate here at Rise Yoga. I really hope that you're all doing well. So tonight we're going to be meditating on developing a positive mindset, developing and maintaining a positive mindset. So if you'd like to settle into a comfortable position, whether that's lying down or sitting on the floor or a chair, just whatever position feels good for you. And let's just gently soften our focus by closing our eyes. And just let the feeling of freedom just breathe through your entire body. Just feel that breath flowing in and flowing out. Just connect to your natural breath. Doesn't matter whether it's long or short, deep or shallow. Just follow your breath in and out. Just slowing everything down. Becoming more relaxed with each simple breath. Feel the length of the breath as you inhale. Feel the length of the breath as you exhale. And just take that breath all the way to the top. Extend it all the way to the end. Just noticing that pause in between breaths. So yesterday we're going to explore developing a positive mindset, and it's important to know how to deal with our thoughts and most importantly maintain a positive mindset, and we'll touch on ways we can do this during the meditation. So we're going to start by relaxing and releasing tension and noticing thoughts. So just continue to allow yourself to relax into the flow of the moment. Just bringing your attention to this moment, the only one that truly matters. And just take a moment to notice any sounds outside of the room that you're in. Gently acknowledge them and let them go. And just notice any sounds inside the room. Again, just acknowledging them and letting them go. And just relax your body. Just letting your feet and your legs soften into position. Just dropping your shoulders. Relaxing your hands. Allowing your full body to soften down. Feeling the temples and the forehead relax and release. Feeling your mouth and your jaw gently softening. allowing your eye muscles to release. Now take a deep cleansing breath in and just let it flow out again. And as you do so, just breathe out any tension in your body. And just allow your breathing to fall into its own natural rhythm. Don't try to control it in any way. Just keeping your awareness to your breath. Noticing the cool sensation as it goes in through your nose, down the back of your throat, and into your lungs. Then noticing as it leaves again, back through your throat and nose. Just observe it as it moves in and out. And just acknowledge any random thoughts that come into your mind and just let them go. Our mind likes us to think that we should always be dealing with the busy thoughts that enter our head. Thoughts that take us back to the past or make us anxious about the future. And when these thoughts intrude, it's okay. Don't get frustrated or annoyed. It's part of the practice of meditation to just simply acknowledge the thoughts, let them pass. Come back to breath and come back to the present moment. Now, as you inhale, feel yourself breathing in relaxation. And as you exhale, feel yourself breathe out tension. Just continue breathing in relaxation, breathing out tension. When we exhale, you can just let go of anything you're holding on to. Worry, fatigue, overthinking, negativity. Just let that all go on the out breath. With every in-breath, you breathe in relaxation. With every out-breath, feel your shoulders drop and your body soften and relax. And if at any time you get distracted by your thoughts, sensations in your body, or noises in the environment, just bring yourself back to the sensation of your breath. Use your breath as an anchor to keep you in the present moment. Just feel your chest and stomach gently rise and fall with each breath. Just notice how your body feels, how calm and gentle your breathing is, how relaxed your body is. Just feel yourself sinking further and further into the surface that you're lying or sitting on with each inhalation and each exhalation. Just continue watching your breath for a few moments more, staying mindful of it, flowing in and flowing out. Just staying with the breath. We all have thoughts. We are only human, and most of the time our thoughts are wonderful and inspiring. But as humans, we also have negative thoughts, and it's easy to let negative thoughts turn into concerns and then develop and fester into worries. And before we know it, we find ourselves having an imaginary argument with someone about a hypothetical situation that hasn't even happened. Does that sound familiar? Our mind is a very powerful thing, and it's so easy to get swept away by the stories of our mind. We worry about a recent mistake, and we find it hard to let go. Going over and over it in our mind, worrying about how others see us, thinking we look foolish, no one will like us. Maybe we have an important meeting and we start to project scenarios about how the conversation will go. We play it out in our minds and become totally engrossed by it all, that it begins to take on a hurricane effect. And before we know it, we're playing that disaster movie in our minds. And that inner voice, we've all heard it at some time or other. The one that always seems to be whispering in our ears, you're not good enough. No one likes you. You'll never succeed. Don't bother trying. There are 3 key elements to developing a positive mindset. And firstly, if we want to change our mindset, we need to change our relationship with our thoughts. This is key. The first step is to recognize that our thoughts are just that, thoughts, and not to get swept away by them. When thoughts arise and they try to take you on a ride that you don't want to go on, we need to just watch them and acknowledge them. Give them space. Observe them without reactivity, and then just bring ourselves back to breath, back to the present moment. And when we do this, it's noticing anything that takes your attention away from the thoughts. So engage your senses. What can you see, hear, smell, taste? What are you feeling? What's in front of you in that moment? Because at the end of the day, that is what meditation is all about. It's not about living in the past. It's not about worrying about the future. It's about living in this very moment. It's about enjoying what is in front of us right now. So let's take a moment now to practice this. I want you to surrender your mind to your thoughts. I want you to watch them, observe them, without judgment or reactivity. You may wish to imagine that you're watching clouds floating through your mind. Maybe you're giving them a gentle nudge past with a gentle breath. Anytime you feel yourself being swept away by one of the clouds and one of the thoughts, come back to your breath and really, really feel into it. So let's practice this now. Staying with the thoughts. Just noticing them, not reacting, not judging, just coming back to breath. purpose here is not to get annoyed or frustrated with ourselves. It's to practice recognizing when our mind is being taken away by our thoughts. And it doesn't matter how long it is before you realize that your mind's been swept away. But as soon as you do, just gently acknowledge and come back to the breath or whatever is in front of you at the present moment. So just using your breath and your senses to engage you with the here and now. So continue watching the thoughts, coming back to breath. The more you practice this in everyday life, the easier it will be to bring yourself back to present moment, to not get distracted and dragged back into the past or feel anxious about the future. You'll be able to notice, acknowledge, and come back to what's important. Stay in relaxed stillness for a while longer, watching those clouds float by in your mind, not being distracted, just noticing, not judging, not reacting. Secondly, it's important for us to focus on the good things, no matter how small. We all have things in our lives that we wish were better, that we could improve on. More weight, less weight, a better car, more money, a better job. There's always something. Think about a situation in your life that you're not currently totally happy with. It doesn't have to be anything big. But think about this challenge as it is in this moment, and put aside the negatives of that situation, of that person. And then think about the positives that this situation or person has, no matter how small. For example, your friend or partner may have an annoying habit that drives you up the wall. Maybe they snore, maybe they're always late. Think about all the other wonderful things that they do for you, that they do for others, their kindness, their caring attitude. Maybe it's someone you know that just rubs you up the wrong way. Again, think about the positives. Think about the other things that they do that you've seen that show kindness. It may not always be towards yourself, it may be towards others. This is not always easy, but if you do it, you'll find that your attitude and your compassion towards that person or that situation softens. So stay here a while. Think about the challenge and think about the positives. If this feels a little uncomfortable for you, that's okay. Just try not to react to your emotions. We're just noticing here, we're just looking at the positives. And we need to do this in every negative situation that we find ourselves in order to grow, in order to remain positive, in order to remain grounded, and in order to show compassion. We don't always know people's situations, people's lives. Sometimes there's more going on than we know about. compassion softening. If we hold on to negative thoughts and feelings about people, about situations, the only person it affects is us. It just breeds more negative emotions. And these negative emotions can affect our health and our well-being. Now let's just take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathing in compassion. And exhaling negativity. One more time. Breathing in compassion. Breathing out negativity. Now just return to the natural breath. And thirdly, positive self-talk and surrounding yourself with positive friends, mentors and co-workers. I think we've all been there, convinced ourselves it's easier not to try as then we can't fail. And this is based on fear that's created in our minds, or rather the acronym fear, false evidence that appears real. Our minds can trick us into believing that our thoughts are real, that we can't do it. Who do we think we are? This then creates a feeling of anxiety. The thoughts feed this anxiety and our stress levels grow totally out of perspective and control. We need to become aware of this as soon as we can. Pause, take a few long, slow breaths, blowing the thoughts away, coming back to the moment there is in front of us, and asking ourselves, what's the worst that can happen? If I do this, if I try this, what's the worst thing? But then we need to ask ourselves, what's the best thing that can happen? What would be an amazing outcome if I just let go of that fear, if I tried? Remember, sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Tiptoe if you must, but just take that step. Just reflect on this just for a moment. Just reflect on how next time you're faced with those doubts, how you can overcome the fear in your mind. Just set that intention to try to take that step. And be your own friend. Catch yourself when you go to use words like can't, don't, or shouldn't, or you start to disrespect yourself. Our brain has a built-in negative bias that causes us to focus on the negative, on the bad things. And it's easy to get caught up in these thought patterns and behaviours that not only then become habit but spiral out of control. Avoid gossiping. Try to use positive language whenever you can. Treat yourself as you would your best friend. You wouldn't tell them that they were a failure, that they were rubbish at something, or not worthy. So why tell yourself? Just take a moment to reflect on this. Think about the times that you use negative language with yourself and how you can change this. Think about the impact that this change will have. Spend less time with negative people who hold you back, the ones that tell you that you can't or you shouldn't, that drain you of your energy. Maybe the ones on social media that always make you feel not too good about yourself. You know who these people are. To maintain a positive mindset, we need to let go or not spend as much time with or in the negative. Instead, surround yourself with positive people. Those that will be honest with you, who you feel motivated by, inspired. You always feel uplifted and happy when you're around them. You know who they are. Just bring them to mind now. Imagine their faces. Why you enjoy spending time with them. How do they make you feel good? These are the people that we need in our lives. The ones that support us are always there for us, who don't judge us. remember your successes. And if you have new successes, don't be ashamed to celebrate them. Be proud. Remember your failures. Don't dwell on them, just learn from them and move on. Always trust and love yourself. And look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. So let us set an intention going forward. Make it a practice that when you get caught up in unhelpful or negative thought patterns, find yourself worrying about something you cannot control or have that imaginary argument in your head, use your awareness to gently bring yourself back to the present moment. You might not notice for 5 minutes that your mind has wandered, but that's okay, as long as at some point you are aware that it has wandered. And then when you do, just gently repeat the words, "Thank you, but not today." Let the thoughts go and return to your present experience. Simply carry on with whatever is in front of you. And now let us end this meditation with gratitude. Think about all the things and the people, everything that you are grateful for in your life right now. Every little thing. Just spend a few moments here. Just feel the love and the warmth of these people, the places, the things that are important to you, that you are grateful for. And feel them filling your heart with love, joy, and positivity. And remember, you cannot have a positive life with a negative mind. A positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances, instead of your circumstances having power over you. And now it's time to bring the meditation to an end. Gently wiggle your toes, giving them a gentle stretch, and just feeling that stretch flow up through your legs, and relax and release. Gently wiggling your fingers, and again pointing them, feeling that gentle stretch up through your arms, and relax and release. Gently turning the corners of your mouth up into a smile if you're not already smiling. And just bringing your attention back into the room, noticing sensations, noises, noticing the breath. And when you're ready and in your own time, you can open your eyes and sit up. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. I do think it's important with everything that's going on to maintain a positive mindset. It's easy to let it slip, and it's easy to fall into that pattern of negative thinking. And the only thing it serves to do is to make us feel bad. So try to practice positive thinking whenever you can. And I hope you have an amazing week. Look forward to meditating with you again next week. Take care.